Hey, Ray.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good.
Guess what?
I'm drunk.
How can that be?
Because I'm
Did you
drunk.
just walk into the studio drunk?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Amazing. I love it. Guess what?
We have a new topic. New
Well,
question.
it's a continuation of the last podcast.
Trilogy.
The trilogy. And this is the final episode of the trilogy, which is...
Family, friends, and love.
And so today, to end the podcast
We're gonna
of this
talk
chapter,
about love.
is about love. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about love.
Me too. Because, till now I recognized family and friends were very deep, but not still completed somehow.
Okay.
I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
We mentioned the most important topics.
Yeah.
And I think love is also a huge one.
Yes.
Huge.
Huge. And I think our listeners have been waiting patiently for the trilogy to end because it's been
You have
anticipating,
always,
you know?
Vorspiel, sex, and then
There you
come.
go. This is the climax.
I come on your face.
If that's what you like.
I'm not checking.
Have you heard of a pearl necklace?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
It's
Have
actually
you
the
guys
sex
heard of pearl necklaces? That's when you're having sex and a guy comes all over your neck and then you have a pearl necklace. I love them. And they're
Everyone
free.
who knows Samantha Jones knows about that.
That is true. That's from Sex and the City.
Yeah.
So much anticipation. Let's jump into love.
Okay.
And before we jump into it, I want to know what you guys are drinking because today we are drinking.
And I'm always so excited about listening or reading about that, what you're drinking, to listening to our podcast.
We're drinking margaritas, by the way.
Before I
Cheers.
had a wine.
You had wine before you got here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, she got the party started without me. How rude.
Cheers.
Whoa, that's strong. Ooh, just like love.
That's good.
Love can be
Yes,
strong.
strong as love. And the best part about that is you made them and I taste them.
That is true. So, I don't know why that is actually. Whenever I cook or do something, I'm not the one who tries it. I always have somebody else try it
Really?
before I try it. Yeah, weird, huh? I'm like, does it
After
need more
that,
salt?
you're
Does it need...
unhappy.
So, no, I mean, if everybody says, oh, that's good, then I'm on the right track.
Okay.
And then I taste it.
This one is good.
It is. Actually, it is. It's a margarita with
Getting thirsty. Fruity?
fruits.
No.
Yeah, like
But
lemons.
you put a little bit of orange into it.
I did, just to add a little kick.
Yeah.
And the special ingredient.
Not cum. Love.
No, not cum on my drink. No, thank you. That belongs somewhere else, but not on my drink. All right, let's jump into it. Let's talk about love. By the way, Mariah Carey did a remake of...
Love is my pearl
I want
necklace.
I want to know what love is. That's a beautiful song, by the way. Check it out.
Is this... what's love got to do? Got to do?
No. First of all, that's the legend Tina Turner. Not Mariah Carey. No. What?
With the Whitney Houston.
No. I want to know what love is. It's a remake that she did. I want to know what love is.
Really?
I want you to show me.
I know this one.
I know. Mariah Carey did it, and she did phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So let's talk about love.
Yeah.
Let's start
with
with
the first
you.
one?
Yeah, I think you should be the first one today.
Okay.
I want to know, Ray, have you ever been in love?
To be honest, I've been, and nowadays I can like reflect that I've been like for 3 times.
3 times in love.
Yeah, where
Wow.
I can be honest and tell like I love this guy, and I was really in love.
3 times with the same guy?
No,
Or 3 different guys that you say, I've been in love with
different-
3 different guys?
yeah.
How long ago was that?
The very first one was like with my first time, and it was a mistake. I wasn't 19 and a half. I was 18 and a half.
Okay. 18 and a half, and you were in love.
Yeah. He was an American guy, and he was a soldier.
Those Americans.
But at least, I mean, it was funny because he taught me like the very first time to kiss, the very first time to have sex, and the very first time to connect with people with feelings. So I'm not talking about someone where I experience. I mean, at least sex, yes, but not the other stuff. Like I kissed before and I was like in love with someone before. But he was the very first one who taught me how to love and what's the difference between to like someone and to love someone.
Okay.
And yeah, till now I can say like it was the very first love of my life. And I really loved him. We still have contact. That's
Really?
fact.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we both are really happy, but we are still curious about ourselves. Like
That's
what's
cute.
going on
Yeah.
and how it's going. And I always said like if I will be for the very first time in America, I'm gonna visit him. And not to see what's going on, but just to see him as a person.
And where did you guys meet?
Where?
Mm-hmm.
I hope Los Angeles. At least he was living over there. Now he moved to Arizona.
What?
And you are from Arizona.
Yes.
Yeah, he lives there.
Maybe I know him.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe. Who knows?
So, but you have not met him.
I did.
No, that's what I mean. Where did you meet?
In Germany.
In Germany. So he was living in Germany, American boy in Germany.
He was.
And is he the same age as you?
Yeah, somehow. Maybe 1 year older.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was funny because I met him online and I was like 18, not even 18 and a half, because we were together for some time without sleeping with each other.
Yeah.
So he came over like for 3 or 4 times before we had for the very first time sex. And I was living in Essen and he was, I don't know how you call this in English, stationiert, like
stationed.
Based.
Yeah, based.
He was based in Mannheim.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like about 2 or 3 hours away by car. And yes, I told you, like, we met online, and then I was like, okay, so what's going on? What we gonna do? And he was like, okay, so let me go to your place. And I was like thinking about this, what am I gonna tell my mom and my stepfather? And then I told them like, yes, he's giving me like extra courses in English. And they were like, what? On a Sunday at 22?
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, my mom is pretty cool and we were more like a friends.
Okay.
So she was okay with that and she thought like, oh yeah, there's someone who's like dating.
Okay.
And he was there. We had a nice evening, talking, spending time together. all together, even with my family, and there were friends over. And yeah, this whole thing became very serious within like 2 or 3 weeks. So he was like constantly coming up, and we spent the whole time together. He even taught us spending Christmas like American style together with my family.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but I'm still very thankful. And he was very kind to me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm happy for his life now, because I know he's living in a serious relationship. He's happy, and I'm happy for them. I'm even able to write messages to her, so we're still, yeah.
Very nice.
And she knows all the stories and all about us. But I still enjoy it, like, because I'm not jealous, or I'm not like thought or problematic with them. I'm just happy for this time we had, and at least it has been like almost 2 years.
Okay.
That's why I can say like my very first love was really love.
Yeah.
Because I'm happy about how it turned around.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
This is how it started with me.
with love, was this also the first guy you had sex with?
Yeah.
So you lost your virginity to the guy you fell in love with. Okay.
And it's not only because of that so special, but also because I was like from Poland, moved to Germany, and then you have an American guy as a boyfriend,
Yeah.
your first one, and he helped me out a lot of homework and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And every time we get
Homework.
ready, yeah, and every time we get ready for the party, I was like, oh, I'm ready, and was like, shut the fuck up, say like, I'm finished, I'm like, finished with making myself down and all the stuff. And all the people were always curious about him, because his American English was there, and he knew also like the newest songs, and he was with his very first iPod,
Okay.
which was so huge, with his car and all the stuff. I was really fully into it,
That's nice.
and I really had feelings for him. And by the way, we had sex together on the New Year's Eve, and it was the very first time I threw up during having sex.
Wait, so the first time you had sex, you threw up?
No.
Aha.
Afterwards. But with him together. So I was very faithful.
I'm sure all the listeners are wondering, why did you throw up? Because of drinking.
Of course. I was
No,
so
maybe he
proud.
just had a really big dick and you choked on it and you threw up. I don't know.
No. It was because of alcohol, yeah.
All right.
It's New Year's Eve, and yeah. Oh, flashbacks. So let's keep on moving with you. Tell me, what's love got to do?
Love has got to do with everything. No, let's see. I think also when we started the trilogy, I think at the end of that podcast I said there are different types of loves. And not until I met my partner did I understand what love was.
Oh.
I've been in love, and I don't want to take away from the value of those loves that I've had, but they don't compare to the love I have now. Not that they were bad people, it's just life, you know, and that's okay. My first love, I was 18, and he lived in Los Angeles.
No way.
Yes. And I lived in Phoenix, so it already started with a long distance relationship. And he was 10 years older than me. Yeah, I was 18, he was 28, so I was like, oh my God, a man 28, 10 years older than me, loves me and likes me. But for me, that was, I was not his first love or his love, but for me, that was my first love. So, I was very naive to think that long distance relationship would mean that he would be faithful. Of course I was really in love with him and really into him, and I saw a future. But at 18, first boyfriend, very naive of me to think like that. But it doesn't take away the value. A game? No, it was for real. It was like, yeah. But it was for sure. Now when I look at my life, I say I don't want to take away from that, because as an 18-year-old, that was really how I felt. And as a first love, then I think it should be valued, We don't keep in contact. I think he still lives in LA. The last time I heard of him must have been over 13, 14 years ago. And he was with a partner, and happy, and that's great, And then I also had this love relationship when I moved to Yuma. Yuma is a very small town in Arizona.
Okay, I thought about Yuma Thurman.
No, Yuma, Y-U-M-A.
So
it's a city. It's a city. And this is a very small town. I must have been around 26, 25, I want to say maybe. And I had to move to Yuma for work. And this is a very small place in Arizona, which, Arizona has millions of people. Phoenix has 4 million plus people, and Yuma had about 80,000 people. And so 80,000 is not a lot. It's a very, very small city. But it's a military base.
Oh, so you also
So it was also a military gentleman. Very handsome, very nice. And we were together maybe for about, on and off for a year. But the complications of me thinking, if I move back to Phoenix, I don't want to be in a long distance relationship again. We still keep in contact, not like every day or, but they have all a special place that, I cannot compare that love to the first love, and I cannot compare that love to this love, but it was a very special love. And yeah, that was some of the loves I've had, and in between
and you'll always keep on your mind.
No, not keep in my mind let's get together. No, keep in my mind of like we're talking about it now, so I'm reminiscing of those times. And
I'm not talking about because I know that you're now in the position where you're not single.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get something out of you and get into it. No. Don't get scared of it.
No.
But what I mean, it's like, it's still possible to be able to call someone like love of my life or someone very special and still spending life with someone different.
No, I don't think they were the love of my lives.
Oh.
The love of my life is my partner now. That's the
Wow.
guy who but that's what I'm saying. They were loves, but a different kind of love than the one that's with me now.
No, I was just wondering.
No, that's a good question, because
excuse, or like you wanted to put a really
no, not at all.
I don't worry or whatever.
No. I just don't want to take value from what it was, because at that time, that's how I felt. I felt
Yeah,
love,
yeah,
and I
that's
still
what I
love
mean.
them. Like, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and in between, I of course got my heart broken multiple times. Dated,
Wanderhure, 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 Wanderhure.
and what does that mean, please?
Wanderhure?
Yeah.
It means I was slutting around.
Who, you? Or are you
You.
saying that about me? No, no. So
Before your
let me tell you.
love.
You know that obviously you know how sex works, right?
Comes in, comes out.
So yeah. Exactly.
Not like that. Sometimes like that.
Sometimes like that, sometimes like that, sometimes like this, you know. So when I had a very, how do you say? I mean, a lot of people have this idea of gay men that we're all promiscuous, and which a lot of them are. A lot of us are, I guess.
Very sad.
But I also, growing up and knowing, I see that it also happens in the straight world. It's not just gay people who are promiscuous. Straight people are very
That's what I
promiscuous
mean.
too.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
if
matter.
you're
It really
male or
doesn't matter.
female.
But when the first love, I would say I had sex, but it wasn't intercourse, meaning a blowjob. We gave each other blowjobs.
It's sex.
Exactly, but no penetration.
Oh my gosh, that's so typical for males. No penetration, no penetration. Even, whatever, if you're gay or not, male is male. No
Correct,
penetration.
but penetration, I think it's different. I did not have penetration. Hold on. I did not have penetration until I was 28 years old.
But it doesn't mean that you didn't have sex.
Correct, but I just want to clarify that.
Even with my new haircut, I don't give a
your
fuck.
your hair has still not grown from the last podcast we did. Girl, what did you do again? If you guys don't remember the last podcast, Ray said she had a fun night and that she gave herself a little Rachel from Friends haircut. And I have a feeling you did it again.
I did. Oops, I did it again. Oops, I did it again.
Cheers to that for
Cheers
doing
to
it
that.
again. There you go.
So whatever.
So whatever.
Let's keep on love.
Let's
not
keep on
sex.
love. Exactly. But
Pour it up,
no.
pour it up.
Let's fill up this margarita up. But my question to you is, because actually, personally, and this is me, I correlate love also with sex. I mean, if I love someone, I want to have sex with them. Right? However, some people don't think that love and sex correlate. You can have sex with people without having love, which is fine. I agree. But I think that's a special part of
It is.
love.
Yeah.
To be able to have that intimacy with each other where you two are the most vulnerable and yet...
Because even if you sound funny, talking about stories, having sex and playing around or whatever, you still have to have fun with that. And to me, it doesn't matter who with who or how to how. It doesn't matter how you feel about that and how it feels for the other person. So either it works out or not.
Yeah.
So there is no discussion, and of course I get it that love has something also with sex. But I think it's coming out then. That's why I'm not ashamed of having sex after the first date or after meeting someone. I know that people talk about me like, oh my gosh, she's having so many one night stands, or she's having
Who
like
says that?
many friends of mine. I know them. And still, my friends are like very closed and very introvert or kind of hidden or whatever. But I don't care about that.
Mhm.
And it's not like, of course, I'm making fun out of it because I'm so open and I'm so open. I'm not open, you say. But I'm so open about the topic because to me, it's something like if you talk about bread, I eat like, I don't know, this and that. It's also the same about having sex. Either it works out or
Yeah.
not. And
So
it's okay to me because there are people who don't put the
focus.
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 And I still know how to manage this because it's like, okay, so you're not that into it. You still enjoy it, but it's different.
Yeah.
But it's almost perfect to be with someone who belongs to you the same way you belong him.
Yeah.
And you are like not thirsty and you're not like hungry and you're like, well, I'm okay with that. So it's pretty difficult.
And
I
by
think so.
thirsty and hungry, what do you mean?
I'm
I'm always
talking
wanting a
about
margarita. I mean, are you talking
that's
about being in a
like this.
relationship and then opening the relationship and still dibbling and snibbling and tasting others outside of the relationship? Or what do you mean?
No, I'm talking about being like happy with having what I have.
Yeah.
And I know there are many guys outside who are thinking about now I have to get a partner and I want to be like comfy with her and she has to do this, that, blah 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 blah. And I'm not into it.
Okay.
I'm like into getting more deeper. That's why I'm talking also like about my very first love who taught me this and that and I'm still able to talk with him. But there is also someone who, how can I say that? Someone who made me believe into not marriage and becoming babies, but who was like catching me.
Yeah.
I was like fully into him, and he hurt me pretty much.
He hurt you.
Yeah. And it's very deep. I can't even talk about that.
Okay.
But it was a guy where I was like, oh, no chance. We're gonna become a family, we're gonna get each other, and we're gonna be happy. And that's my future. That's what I thought about. And then he disappointed me in a way. Maybe one day, one episode, who knows? I will tell about that. But it wasn't able to.
Okay.
And after that, it changed.
It changed you.
Yeah. And of course, it changed myself. Of course, it did.
Yeah.
Because after that, I was only able to have some fun, to enjoy my life.
Yeah.
And however, I make it funny, but fucking around, it's not only that funny. It's not only that cute moments.
Yeah.
But you still keep on thinking on this person.
So you still do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think you'll ever get over him?
I will be honest with you. Um, the funny point about that is like we both are thinking about each other.
Still okay.
Yeah. And we are still missing each other. And person who came into our lives nowadays are still new to us. But who knows what happens? I don't know.
So,
I don't care about
do
that.
you think then the love that you have for each other's there? It was just the wrong time, the wrong place. That maybe in the future this love is still there. That if it's the right time, if it's the right place, it could work out.
Work out. Yeah.
Okay.
I still do.
Well,
I'm gonna. One time, maybe we will have a nice topic or whatever, and then I'm gonna tell the whole story. What happened?
so it could be like a next
It's a
level.
love story.
Yeah,
That's
a love
why I
story,
wanna-
a specific
yeah.
love story. We can definitely save that for the next time if you want.
I hope so.
All right.
But we'll see.
Okay.
Who knows?
Well,
What
I'm
about
keeping
you?
optimistic. If that's gonna be what's the best for you, I hope it happens. If not, then I hope, something better comes along. If that's
I
what's supposed to
think
happen.
There is no reason, like, it always happens what it has to happen.
Yeah. So, to that, let's have another sip of this great margarita.
Beautiful margarita.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that was a bit deep. Thank you for sharing that.
What about you?
I agree with you when you say, things happen for a reason. And I also agree with that it has to be at the right place at the right time. I think all those loves that I've talked about, or even the datings that I've had, brought me to a certain point in order for it to work out with my current partner.
I mean, have you ever been cheated?
Yes,
someone?
I have been cheated on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not
you
the
have-
best feeling. It's
That's what I mean.
hurtful.
Because I don't think about like having this podcast episode being like you have to also tell me a story with a heartbreak or
No, it's not a heartbreak. I think I think every love that doesn't work out is a heartbreak in a way, in one way or another. So when we talk about love, there has to be heartbreak.
because this is what I love about this,
Yeah.
about our podcast. It's like you are really happy in love, and I see that. So shout out to all the people who's listening. No, it's it's like I wouldn't recommend it or
To be in
mention
love.
it. No, it mentioned this.
Yeah.
How I see you with your partner.
Yeah.
Because at least, to be honest, I also know Ford in my private life, and I see both of you, which I enjoy. I really like, and it's like inspiring to me, and I really feel good and free about getting welcomed by you. And that's why I understand you not to having answers for those questions or stuff like that, which is good, which doesn't mean that.
But look, that no, it's not. But
because both of you are like perfect couple. I love both of them.
no couple is perfect.
No.
Everybody has
But I
their
don't
own
care.
issues and
Into
their
the
struggles.
deep- No,
but
no,
at
no,
the
no,
end
no,
of
no,
the
no.
day,
But at
that is
least
my half.
my half.
That is
I
that,
have podcast with you,
that is
and I have
completes me.
a good connection with your partner,
Yeah.
and that's what people
Yeah.
don't know. But it is what it is.
And when I met my partner, everything had to align. Everything brought me to that moment. And this story I don't like to tell because that's his story. But whenever somebody asks us, like, how did you two meet? How did you two start the relationship? I get very shy and very, I want to say, I want to be, in a word, that's his story. That's the way that he sees it, but he likes to tell the story. I don't feel comfortable with the story because he's talking about me. But I had, before him, some relationships, like I said, that led me up to that point. Back in 2008, I was obsessed with this boy. I was like, oh my God, this is the first boy I brought to my parents. So I was really invested, and he broke my heart, like, completely. Because of that heartbreak, I went and did something to get me out of this funk, and that it was to start to sing. And I started to sing. And I think in the last episode I mentioned about singing, and I won this competition because of that. So I was singing my heart out because I was heartbroken. Because I was heartbroken and singing, I put these videos online. Because I post this video online, my partner now saw those videos. And this is how he reached out to me, saying, amazing, wow, that's beautiful. And that's how we started to talk. If that heartbreak wouldn't have happened, those events would not have led up to that point. And at that moment when that heartbreak was happening, I was devastated. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, but because you don't see it after that, right? But now looking back, that was the best thing that happened to me, because it led to those events that led me to finding my partner now. Moving across continents.
And that's exactly the point I'm talking about. Like, I know before I moved to Switzerland and all the stuff, it was like, you have to let some shit behind you and all the stuff. And I'm very thankful and very happy about that.
Yeah.
We are keep on doing it. And I don't want to be like complain or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, all of the guys, all of the stories had a sense into my life. So
Absolutely.
I'm happy about that. And that's why I'm struggling sometimes.
Yeah. But that's the best thing we can do. And
Drink.
As well. It helps. Drink some more. No, that's the best thing we can do. Take those experiences. That's so good. Take those experiences and take those, and again, at that moment, it might not seem that it makes sense, but they shape us for the next chapter that we're gonna live.
Yeah.
You know? And either we take from it or we don't take from it, but those experiences, like you said, you know, before you said that it changed you in a certain way. And yeah, like it or not, some stories that happen to us shape us. Of course. And that's what I mean. It is shaping you for the person who you're meant to be with.
Yeah.
Because if the person you're, you know, maybe met now and you haven't lived through something, it doesn't click. And I think that's why, I mean, I can only speak from my experience, and that's why the podcast works for us, because we're talking about us. We're talking about what we lived through. And yes, I can tell you about it and you can tell me about it, but unless you live through it, I mean, I hope it helps you and it inspires you to say, hey, it's okay that it didn't work out. It's okay that, you're thinking about your past love, but sometimes you need to go through that to get you to the point where you need to be. That's all I'm saying about that. Did it touch you
love
deep?
that. Yeah, very deep. So I had to like be.
I mean, you keep playing with those girls. I mean, I'm feeling a bit underwhelmed, but your girls are up and running today. Hi, girls. You know that's gonna be a close up, right? She's touching her boobs, by the way.
Love them. I'm
Hi.
in
Do you have names for your girls?
Mariah Carey.
So Mariah is the one on the right and Carrie is the one on the left. All right, I love it. Very nice. So good. Rey, I think this is a very deep topic, right?
Oh my gosh.
I think our listeners have enjoyed our trilogy about family, friends, and love. And I'm happy that we were able to talk about those deep conversations. And I am excited to see what comes up next in the next chapter of our podcast. So I would say let's cheers to that and call it a wrap. And then we will hopefully have more listeners, more viewers on our YouTube and Instagram and all of our platforms for Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I hope you can listen to us and we can go from there. And with that, I say